Welcome to the Dawn. You have just accessed the beautiful experience.
104.3 FM Sunim. Adipebia chien ene eye ukwada eprebusun ne detoso edu enum. Anapei baby ameme kase free eye Abeka Junction Ship House. Ewia no epie kama pa ene de se ye nyame pe a nyame bema ye nyina edwa whether we de se na sitie no de bema edwuma akoyie pa omo mugina kwanchen bonsuofuo omo moton pure water yogurt just obi edwuma nkran ha de ewia ne bosse de ntine ana pia ye de nhie empire me ba ma won se na Yakopon ama ye good weather no on ma business no so ene enkoyie na nyame ma udwa sisi amene wokase duba ko abo apa ho sema eduenu miensa Jumedia Peace FM ya to din working time ana Kofi Kum edrumi so a mede elsomo ene akwakoye ukuadai na chese duba ko empe mo no your favorite segment what's your favorite Bible verse ene ana pay your special guest Mr. Frank Heyman, CEO of Bearing Point Global Services. Yeah, the man of the moment, Mr. Frank Heyman, or no any special guest and a pay. Womo mudi omawoda ene anape ye ka womo na ya danyame ase. Edin kan no ene ye papa bi edi emfinhia eduawotwe. Prophet PB Apiakubi of the Church of Pentecost. Today is your 80th birthday. Woba onyumtuni Apiakubi na afei womba yewo despite media any Pentecost sorry na yesinya menshirawo yemawotrin kwa happy 80th birthday to Prophet PB Apiakubi of the Church of Pentecost. Hey, Madam for police in EB din birthday. The last time I checked, na chief inspector. Sasisia wako AC me de me ko police me nim yi mabetre again into no yenu bema Kofi Ochre. Yeah, Kofi Ochre time back amasaman free ho they call fine. But Obia with him Kofi Ochre be him so no one American. The last time I checked he was chief inspector. Me nim baby I want am sisia. But the is brady wo ko enim kra nti no de ne here ne say Kofi Ochre makai say ene wa woda all correct sir. Ene me papa ba ko am ne kwa sorry. Malik KICC Dominion Center. Is it Malik at 70? I'm quite sure. And to know on behalf of Pastor Andy and Helen Yolson and all KICC Dominion Center members, I'd like to say happy 70th birthday to you, dear Father Malik of KICC Dominion Center. And then, you know, Bema, Kujon Cancer Lewin, and then Lewin. Now, what they're also Edriasan Kron, yeah. Lewin at 39. And you know, could you cancel Lewin? When anymore you were despite media, see we show happy birthday. Mrs. Wood. Metro won't catch her power, but I know that today is Emma Eresi Wood. I think it's Emma Eresi Wood at 25. Yeah. Hey, Eresi. CCN 25, God bless you, okay? There's another 80th birthday celebration here. This time it goes to Captain Charles Penchi Otu Imprim, retired. You are 80 years today. Captain Charles Penchi Otu Imprim, retired. Happy 80th birthday to you. You were a former security chief at VAT Service. Happy 80th birthday to you from Mr. Aidan of Best Point Savings and Loans. I think that's going to be the final one. It says happy birthday to Mrs. Agnes Ofusuhene Pepra from your husband George Ofusuhene Pepra. And TIS idea made a commercial bar communal and me wanna pay me the best also. And I think at approximately 11:30 we'll put our special guest on in the person of Mr. Frank Heyman. 27 past 11, Peace 104.3 FM Sunim. Ebusuya, when you say ye mo bebre ye check it facial board a boy ye dan anymore, you realize it is a magic. Obia so dan no we see ya check akra o check your facial board obehunu say emo facial board no. I was soro enti ne sesan so ye din kakra o. O ka see sesan enti sisi ya no KK Pepra Roofing. Womu esi adan ekuru so ache eno mohunu se facial board no se mo no mu firi hin o me se wo de opa efia wotim wa wo fie ene uduru fie a tuweni na check o facial board obehunu se mo no omowe enti sisi a ne aba ne se abefo kwan yemfenua sisi a the plastic facial board ene ekuru dan so a ye de bo megidie wunim se sisi a ne enua ho ayedin kane no se yekase metal trusses a wo se enade de metumi sisi a wo sese wo check wo titi free mu a enka wo ye metal trusses edigo wo dan so a enka wo benya wo tiri kure didi ho chen se wo koto nnua wo de egu so enta na pay KK Pepra omo ade ton de miensa me ne wo di ho komo se we duru se obekuru wo dan so a ya ma omo hyehye metal trusses ansa na we kuru so sisi ani ndua ye koto eho ahomte ye twitwa gusu na wentumi onkuru so hwa ewiabo nsuo to gusu pe ndua na kwankwa agi wo sen tutu sisi ani ye hyehye metal trusses na ma wo a emadan no kure nya hoden vim entino wo de adwene ho se wo benyo bi nya ho adagere a ma yan hyehye na ye ma ndua estimate na beji metal trusses so estimate na hwese ne hin ne beboa wo nentinka wahyehyɛ wo metal trusses ewie no edan na wode bekuru wo dan no kane na nanka wote shingles a na wonim sɛ we de ya brofo mu a wonye bi kura na wato wagana ha ji wakraba ne bo so a don't go there ene anapei enkra e free KK Pepra Roofing a mene wo esusu ho ne sɛ wonim sɛ sisia no shingles edina nkasa yes stone coated tiles any euro tiles KK Pepra etombi ewo dobro ensawom kwan ya so papapa na so ne bo no ewo fom when say KK Pepra your hallmark quality and affordable therefore shingles ne de wonya twagu wodan so a wo bere ni nyina wo bia be kanfo bra wa bre ne senya wo bo ho modern enti menua ba Miria Bema, or one way trinity, or one way kunewi, a dine way see we, a cassa will be crew, ukrua, and none a ginchia at the mount. Or because say, Kofi Minya shingles, be a mepo, nana bono 0533 218 646. KK Pepra Roofing, Yawa Dobru and Sawam Highway, and that will mode ton dear me and son of the buyer shingles, metal trusses, and our facial board. KK Pepra, our hallmark as quality and affordable. Pan-African Savings and Loans and our tea and kana pay. Pan-African Savings and Loans say, Utie and Kaibwe, get ready to go to Singapore. Omudi promotion be about Edi Kudi and more. Kudi and more no ni tintin ni tie wo meaning and say ye de bosume mi ensan ye de si ho. We are encouraging savings. Inti bosume mi ensano ya say bra fasika 300 Ghana ene ne ebobo obo ho saa fa beto ho bosume mi ensan. Bosume bia no ye beto akra de bosume de no betumi wi ni TV, microwave, fridge na kese pa no eno no me bosume no kwa na wie ya ene beto akra de do eno na wetire ye ya Singapore etufa all expenses paid to Singapore. Sanka tree upehun sembietia for 030 221 3977. That is 030 221 3977. And you can go ahead and deposit through star 777 hash. That is star 777 hash. That brings the time to 25 minutes to the top of the hour at midday. Peace 104.3 FM. Ebusia, efa yedri sui fa ya today. What's your favorite Bible verse? Ukwada anapebia yede brew. Ofa yedri sui jumekuo mienu omo adaroma. Ejumekuo edin kan capital O2. Capital O2, home of natural remedies. Obia ne ni osusu se eje no obi wo ho a wayare a age abrofo eduru je ya wo ne pane obi so wo ho a ne ho dodo no a ono de ye bibiduro kan ono ena ope se wo ye obi a we ne gi ebibiduro ho a wogidie se eno na etumi saw yare ene wo ho gidie a ene capital O2 home of natural remedies ena abrebia sese wo dan wo mo ebibiduro ben ena wo hia anapay capital O2 say frewomo ewo 0244 225522 and answer 0270 225522 numbers na ya na eye busy intino omo ede 0550 099 099 capital O2 home of natural remedies. Ejmeku a aka ho a yede ofan what's your favorite Bible verse ebrewo high sense de obia se yebodin high sense a ejina ho edema the best electronic brand yebodin high sense ejina ho edema the best electronic product. High sense, as one of the top electronic companies in Ghana, we're committed to the quality of our products, and that is why we proudly offer up to a 5-year manufacturer defect warranty on our items. Hisense, we're best known for quality, best for durability, best for energy efficiency, best for affordability, best for style, and best for technology. Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people. Now to our special guest this morning, Mr. Frank Heyman. Today I feel at home because I'm with an old trusted friend. Mr. Frank Heyman, anapeya mwakwaba.
When you so
Apomu to say
the royal baby,
the man of the moment.
You are large and in charge. Top but not rough.
Good.
Na Minka say it's my greatest pleasure in leisure to treasure.
Hey,
Charlie, we are not radio. So it's formal radio, so let's keep it that way.
Okay. Mr. Frank Heyman.
Yes, boss.
Let's keep the main thing, and then we'll come to
other matters.
Yeah, other matters. So once again, we say welcome. And what's your favorite Bible verse this morning?
Thank you very much. Dear Dikaino, let me quote my favorite Bible verse, which is taken from the book of Hebrews chapter 13, the verse 16. Hebrews 13 verse 16, reading from the NIV, states, "And do not forget to do good, to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased." I repeat, and do not forget to do good, to share with others, for which such sacrifices God is pleased. And in fact, this verse basically emphasizes the practical aspect of kindness, generosity, and sharing resources, whether you are in need or not, for those who don't have. Now, Brakofi say, my happened about a year and a half ago, and I told a bit of my background that I was supposed to go to Belgium because Jimmy visa no Ivory Coast. Maybe I got a visa passport in God opened the way and I saw the passport. Now let me give you a preamble why this particular scripture means a lot for me and has been my all-time favorite Bible verse. Hebrews 13, the verse 16. Metan koko kakra me fra akra me school me call me service those is one we A levels I call service, so I was posted to NCC at Nkoko. So once I was there, I was also active with radio. In fact, now we were doing live radio, live FM. We started live FM those times. So baby I had one guy entry who was very serviceable to me. This guy has cleaned my room, he's washed my things, very, very serviceable. He did that for about 1.5 years. And see, a quite bad say me to quino. I said, what can I do to reward this young man? Because Neja means to me them Antonio Makakra JBC Ubekai TV those days. No, I'm a stocking chair, Neja. Young man a service alawa media system meet them present a mania solid those days. No, Solina and Yeska Adriane. At least I was doing good. So I called entry, say entry in person mummy, and told them mammy by Sisi, Mrs. Sisi, Yankopa be a kwamame. So I've been living Ghana because she had dear ewo amonone. Na assistant Pau Banidi Martin Intino, women, meet them in Yano. Me de chewo. Sisi, me say eno to su yesa. But I should have sent those things back home to Accra. But I said, what should I go and do with it? This is where God has brought me to, and this is where God is taking me through. And to me, Jabi Biama Sisi, and I'm just say entry. Make the skaka crowd. I'm a main farmer or say bra. Da me pa chopa na sikadie. Me nyakobe bua me bese me to am school so. But then we were secondary school. Me say school be no pesoko. Oso pesoko abetiko. Abetifi training college. Those days san e friend no. Me say ish. So within 1 week now, I took him to the school, meaning mommy, between school fees and on admission. I made sure that this gentleman started attending school before I left the shores of Ghana. Because and some I finished my studies. I said I have to come back, but I decided so I decided to leave Belgium. I took the train from Belgium to Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Me to Amsterdam, and I do Saturday evening. Me will be our winter time. Now, so that time, you'll be a mid station. In fact, winter, I suffered a little bit, but I'm not and I'm coaching at train station. I'm for a trim. Luckily enough, I saw this woman. Sorry. Send no Bonnie Ghana to man. Me said definitely a Ghana, and I call my sister. Me patcho me free Belgium. Me will be our and a person be house kakra. Also send me name. Never anything. Also okay, any be quite sorry. And to pa young quite sorry. Name share the best you ho. And to me kita me back to na boss. Me need quite sorry. End time revival ministry. Amsterdam Southeast. I quite sorry, one bad sorry for the first time, but me mom, I will say, oh, you're quaba with the entry and the upon sorry, no be a conifee. That's what for say, Sally, I branch here anything. And also, minimum, but with your meaning coffee, not meaning in commit in na me be son say, a bay, I'm in coffee and I'm in Jano, I was station ho. And I'm beginning it, and I call Amsterdam Central, a hona nicron age mao. Or come when you say, branch here, Mahunwa, sorry, or see with a Sally fan coffee, maybe fear and I can't want him. Brakofi, so your coffee is anti Sally, but come for mammy D. It's an MD because I really enjoyed it. The air can be you, and yet the air were one my butchery. Yeah. So in fact, I had a good time. I ate and yeah, trying to look on by a pay. Oh, me out Nancy, no started so in so. And I nearly say, oh, yaw, one I will see me for brandy and beefy. Na me na bana ben sena, I didn't peso bad and or see Sally and yes, sir. Or say a brandy or tea hoi. Bag okutai amama kai masem because me bag broche no for 1 week me that train station manyo bia amwame na bag okita the same bag and I make it anyakopon adom and then manya me krata no and also abrantie me nimu na ufi hipa can I know a bit of background me so me mo die akra na me free na nso no nkokọ na mitina ye sabi me yankran me yangrani me freketa jolokope na mebusian for nso Canada but nkokọ na mitina ye enti me kan nkokọ na Sally o say nkokọ bono be na otina ye na me say o na me wo mama so na me tu kotena barrier no say barrier me sister pinyin eti ho na wonim sisi me say oh sisi de ne ban ntwi onu na o sesem o say wo na wo bua no ko school na waka ho asem be wo na me say patron I was me ngin dida and o say twen me frɛ and I space to space those days telecom center am ko frɛ sisi fa phone no say bra Frank me o say Sally you know why we no boy no that was the end.
It's a small world, huh?
It's a very small world. Bra Kofi, I stayed in that house for 1 month. And because from there they connected me to the radio. I started working actively on the radio. At a point, Crown, I had the best voice on radio. I won that award. I was doing commercials and jingles and voiceovers for multinational companies. I was active in the church. And God was so good. But the icing on the cake was one day, I was going to church and I'm sure Broni bi okita flyer and what the mommy that also obzoek na mensen met visie, which is a Dutch word which means looking for people with vision. Which I'm interested. And also she works with a company called Forever Living Product. They are into network marketing and they are looking for new partners. I saw this. Look, I was already on radio, very famous, very active in church, be a corporate MC, and to me do shame. I made history by the grace of God. Say, between 2 months, I became the first African to qualify as a manager within that company within a space of 2 months. But no crowd register me because concepts, what a product now they recommend people. But no crowd what company for 6 months. She was just on a supervisor position. But by virtue for me becoming a manager, also be a manager, and that was big. So by God's grace, I was able to leverage that due to what God did for me staying in that house. And when I'm call other countries, I was in Holland, I found I'm call France, and so Mitna UK, so Milton Keynes, MK. And I cried and so Matna also Kakrada, you call Germany, and so all establishing that network marketing for people who are interested in my service. God was so good. But the icing on the cake to land on this, and then they say, I was there maybe after 8 years, my back to Ghana, and had an email. The email was like, Mr. Heyman, can we have your contact? We have an offer for you. So I thought it was a prank. And I replied the email with my phone number. I had a call. I said, this is Mark Santos, the vice president of Boston Asset Management. We saw what you did in Amsterdam and we need your service. Mr. I'm in Ghana. I'll say, we are ready to come to Ghana. Within 10 days, they came to Ghana. We met at, your friend is saying, this hotel, Paloma Hotel.
Then Paloma.
But if you mean contracts, they want me to be a consultant for a project they are setting up in Southeast Asia. I was supposed to spend 3 months each. And I'm going to do 3 months for Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, and Thailand to set up a company and build capacity for the workers. That alone was a good offer. So the American say, we've come a long way by God's grace.
Let you say, sir, I free and papa be away.
Meaning, boss. So let me repeat the Bible verse again. Hebrews 13 verse 16. Do not forget to do good and to share with others. For such sacrifices, God is pleased.
Let me be quick to correct. Obi say Paloma is still working. I said then Paloma because you be a Paloma at time, you know. I said Paloma ni hope you move, but I said it as in then Paloma.
That's right.
Yeah. Mami acknowledging my sponsors na afe yanko onto other issues. Capital O2, home of natural remedies. So we you be a we need a jeep. Ye be dry. Ya fa ubroni kwan so ason so krojen a packaging na kama nanso natural. Capital O2 is your home of natural remedies. E be dro bia wo hia bia no frey yan apeya was 0244 225522 and answer 0270 225522. Capital O2, home of natural remedies. Ejumekuya with Jumedia wuti jumekua ese wamo naso eye high sense. Ye body high sense ejina ho edema the best electronic brand. Ye body high sense ejina ho edema the best electronic product. High sense as one of the top electronic companies in Ghana, we're committed to the quality of our products, and that is why we proudly offer up to a 5-year manufacturer defect warranty on our items. High sense, we're best known for best for quality, best for durability, best for energy efficiency, best for affordability, best for style, and best for technology. We'll be sending a message bisa say, Papa we na otumi nini pa etukwaina na. Yeah. You were here about a couple or 1.5 years ago, right?
That's right, but why?
And since then, me mabu masu mabubu ndiegu masu na madaningi na ma Pretty Joyce. Eye bunsan krofo efre. Na before you beka acquaint you hunsam no eye edwuma a wo ye no. But maybe if you Christian come ma will introduce you. I just took it for granted that your name is a household name and Mr. Frank Heyman, ejuma ben pa na we.
Pacho beda super. Nyamiadum. Ejuma ni die. My main job is media and marketing consultancy. Travel and tours in the buffet. I started it about 12 years ago because of the exposure and the experience I've had in traveling, meeting people, the challenges that they go through with traveling. And I said, let me also do this to help people to make decisions, proper decisions when it comes to traveling. Ekwan pa obefa so dia to kwan and akwan pa so obeye dia kotenemu. There's a difference between traveling and there's a difference between meeting your travel objective. Apart from that, so yeah, corporate MC and so. I mean, it's all about communications and passion. And
maybe there's this personal question in person say, Senior Donald Trump aba. Sisi akwese wo kwa America yese wo kodura wontumi no from your organization. Do you still, have a way of getting people stay in the United States?
Of course. I mean, once a bibia ni boni mu ya woni papa mu.
Okay.
It's all about how you strategize. Send obetutu uniama obetutu anamon. Because where there's a will, there's always a way. I'm telling you, cry says send anama kokra no. Omoma visas cry even more than anticipated.
To boss America some I'm
telling you.
What is no more organization no move to me a prepare will be Emma or kwa bet me stay.
It depends on your skills. One say there are different ways of meeting the expectation. Yeah, normally you see school line. Okay. Because with the school, you can be able to work legally whilst you are schooling. Normally with the work permits, it comes with specialized personality. They say who was specialized profession, skilled labor, which is possible under the H1, HB.
Can you give us some examples?
Oh, nurses, teachers. As long as you meet the criteria, that's very important. But let me also emphasize, so say, this time, I'm very particular about what people do and say on their social media handles. So no matter the application, they'll go first to check on your social media handle. And always I tell people, say, what you write, because the internet doesn't forget. And mama, they take it as a joke. Nepa, we see we World Bank, we New York, meanwhile, US Embassy or pay visa. This people say things maybe to against the government or the president. It will also do it, and they will use that as a means.
Every Frank Heyman named a global point. Sisi a World Cup, Frank Heyman, Akwenya Bena over the Maying.
Empacho, you may say, the economy my visa. Brakofi, I always issue this disclaimer. I'm not an embassy, I don't give visas, but we assist. USA, you go for an interview. So what we do is say, answer no bekono, you come for us to give you a bit of orientation and coaching. Nyamani be bring to me in Kanwo. I'm from Anderson because I hire Kwanho. So if anything, we direct you to the office.
And a layman yenim into the court no do with Tiakwa Kopem
and then you say,
"Lay bounce no
absolutely
no money per coaching."
Exactly.
Into no so quapa Obroneka say and also work say na bibiana edem.
Apart from that, they are also very particular about documentation.
That is it.
Document. Documents because every single document on be investigated and they will check. If it's fake, they refuse and ban you for 10 years. Now, if you receive a ban, so it affects your travel history.
Kaise makwala bi ni bibia genuine or person call UK for a graduation whatever. But them say when to me and distinguish between ne salary ne allowance.
That's right.
Into your canning in a boom. UK for na say ne waka boom no wadada wo because or the allowance a salary no mu bisa salary pay na me say we nka wonni unya obi oni mu a nko beka cho say do say bosome so a say ne yetua wo ka no wo hwe wo pay slip no so a who say wo salary ne say and sana allowance is big can say so these petty things
you need an expert advice. Senior, if you are sick you go to see the doctor. If you have problems with your car you go to see the mechanic.
In me say World Cup wo ye den Frank Heyman World Cup wo ye den
and the old man says see interest no say Mexico, US and Canada, but the interest is US and Canada. Na me adum your client visas for Canada and US aba because embassy they always emphasize that you start early. Once say Ghana for no be so we started the process. Canada, you don't go for an interview. So it's all about the documents or be submitted. Sebi said documents go only be Canada.
Say the person call Canada and no interview nim.
Who apply for visa now there's no interview. Absolutely. And then one say, and I make us say answer the best starting process no cry no. We do a profile of who you are as a person, your educational background, professional background, age. Then we know the kind of documents a baby about to apply for the visa. Sebi so won't school in anymore. You to me can say book conference and now work or anything that is educational related. And Canada need here no interview. And it's a full package. We help you with the hotel and flight reservation, prepare you for interview. That's when it comes to the US. We also offer visa assistance also and an expert visa application. because it needs an expert. We also have immigration lawyers in our office that will assist you so that you don't get yourself into challenges and problems. But what happened there started that and check right back closely because time near soon. But before our close, no, Kofi, as we grow and mature, now we are focusing more on legal migration. Minoka say, Yakupon Bia Adom say, Europe, about Malta and Spain now, we've got the agency to recommend and help Ghanaians to go there legally to study and work at the same time. My office, no, our officers, they just returned from Spain and Malta just 2 weeks ago. We've signed a contract with the school because at the end of the day, you know, to say, see, I'm in Europe. We'll apply for Europe visit visa 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Germany probably to me about 5 days. Now visa new, and to any then you be in the system. Now I'm saying so we're introducing new policy just recently, where now biometric features for the European Union has taken effect, and to the visit visa ne komwa. So I'm here to announce such an exciting opportunity. Say, Bearing Point Global Service, we have this exciting program for those who want to work and study at the same time. If you also will university, even with SS Krana, I bet me about my school legally, I'll be here at the same time whilst you are working. And you know, so no, it's very easy to get US and Canada visas. So I want to preach that message of legal migration. Danny, those days I had to coin. I mean, Papa and Mammy no mutie me no in the 60s, 70s. To same class to made it to coin, but you see, so we are here promoting and preaching the good news of legal migration. Work up the end if we need you work up, no so will help you to go to Europe to go and work and study legally. I'll be your crata. I will not be any problem. A bunch of us will be no be per crata. And common a
brand so say yes, you share. Mr. Frank Heyman, and I say Global Point Services are Muchira Quine.
Then I say, your office, no, you were CP bus stop in Sofa on the Aoshi Ablekuma Highway. Now, person background, no type Bearing Point Global Service on Google Map, cried, Uber your office, no straight. Ufa car crana from La Paz, Ubefa Ablekuma Aoshi bus. Now, we see a CP bus stop. Kwanhua, your honum. We are open from Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, phone number so tuja. We have 2 active numbers.
Yeah, Bonoboko, why?
Me that say. Me, they be me fan because I think say that's what my clients appreciate. I'm yadum. We from midnight crowd pick up because customer service relations.
One casa no befa.
Me and me fan because.
Okay, all yes. Right. Okay.
I'm always there to communicate directly with my clients.
Okay, bye.
0245 41 49 48. Mesan Bosubium. 0245